love spring.
Everything he throws, it's electric, it goes power.
Well, the Red Sox have dropped the first two of this Toronto series. Beautiful night tonight. Red Sox trying to turn up the heat at Fenway. Tanner Houck would certainly love the support as the Sox play to get back over 500. Good evening, everybody. Welcome aboard. Dave O'Brien alongside Will Middlebrooks, also TC in just a couple of moments. And, Will, let's do a deep dive on Tanner Houck, the All-Star. Off to a rocky start, certainly by his standards.
Yeah, he just hadn't looked like himself, right? He had a really tough spring training, but in some aspects, he has looked better. But something that's glaring to me is the lack of success against left-handed hitters. Lefties are hitting .421 with 3 homers in his 2 starts this season. Last season, they only hit .215. All right, I think most of this has to do with location and not being able to put these hitters away with 2 strikes. There's a homer and a 1-2 count and also a 2-2 count. 2 of those 3 homers, like I said, he's just elevating everything in the zone. He's got to get that split and that sinker down, and Toronto has 5 lefties in the lineup tonight.
Well, the Red Sox are going to celebrate Bruins night tonight here at Fenway Park. Zdeno Chara and Tuukka Rask, pair of Bees legends, are in the house. They'll join us on the broadcast a little bit later on as well. Red Sox and the Blue Jays, Game 3 coming away next. Mohegan for tonight's pregame ceremonies.
Todd Angeli.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars rule the perilous fight? For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. Fans, to deliver a ceremonial first pitch, please welcome to the field members of the 2011 Stanley Cup Championship winning team and two of the greatest to wear black and gold. Your Boston Bruins captain for 14 years, number 33, Zdeno Chara, and a 15-year veteran between the pipes, number 40, Tuukka Rask. Okay, Zdeno and Tuukka, how about a pitch?
Go for it. Spread out a little bit. Oh, that was close.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're just about set for baseball. We look forward to having both of those guys in our booth very much a little bit later on tonight. Red Sox on a Bruins night, certainly hockey weather, taking on the Toronto Blue Jays in Game 3 coming up next.
I'm loving the live betting on DraftKings.
Oh, they got it all.
Oh, man, money lines, spreads.
Next pitch, strike.
And all kinds of player props.
Play on, player.
Yeah, and overs. I mean, look, they got over on this and over on that, too.
Kev, the batter's stepping up to...
WB Mason. Request your food service catalog today at WBMason.com. Sullivan Tire and Auto Service. They're celebrating 70 years in business. And by BuyAToyota.com for offers not seen on TV. Visit BuyAToyota.com. Red Sox and Toronto. Blue Jays off to a pretty good start. They're 7-5. Red Sox coming in at 6-6. And the baseball in the hand of Tanner Houck, 0-1. ERA around 6.5 right now. And up against a lineup where he catches a bit of a break because there is no George Springer tonight, who has tortured the Red Sox, not just in the series where he's 6 for 8 with a home run, but throughout his career. But he does not have good numbers at all against Tanner. He's 0 for 12, 5 punchies, so he's resting tonight.
Yeah, well, there are, as we talked about in the open, there are 5 lefties, and he's really struggled with that. He's struggled keeping the ball on the ground, which when he's at his best, he's over a 50% ground ball rate. It's around 40 this year, and that's all location.
Well, he does have Trevor Story in his lineup tonight. Tanner Houck does. We check out the storylines presented by FanDuel. He's hit safely in 5 consecutive games. So the odds on 2 or more hits and a stolen base tonight, brought to you by FanDuel. He's actually looked good with the bat. He's looked good in the field.
Yeah, he's been really consistent. Not a lot of power has shown up yet, but with his speed and ability to run the bases, singles and doubles are going to work just fine.
Red Sox in need of a win.
Big time.
Couple of losses where the bats have been asleep and they haven't pitched particularly well. Garrett Crochet very hard on himself last night, maybe a little harder than he needed to be, but in that bitter cold, I think he had problems with the baseball. Later, he didn't really use that as any kind of excuse.
Right.
He said he's nowhere near what he expects to be.
Well, he should have left that game with just the 1-0, right? 1-0 score. He gave the homer to Springer to center that was smoked. He just made a mistake. Springer took advantage of it. You talked about the numbers here that Springer has. But just the errors and a little bit of sloppy defense behind him really hurt him. It was 3 unearned runs on top of the 1 homer.
Yeah, that's creeping in a little bit. It's another thing the Red Sox have to put a stop to because they played very well on the road defensively.
Ref Snyder we saw from Duran. I'm going to hold on right now and say the throwing issues are because of the cold. We've seen it from both teams, but you have to catch the ball in this league. And then to your point, they did play good defense on the road, but in this cold weather, they're going to have to find a way to clean it up a bit.
Well, that needed to be a gigantic upgrade from a year ago. Here's a look at the Blue Jay lineup, and it starts with Bo Bichette, who loves to swing the shillelagh, hitting .314. Vladdy Guerrero has not hit a home run yet. Santander hasn't either. In fact, they've had a power outage with this lineup tonight. We'll see if that continues against the Red Sox starter. Brought to you by BuyAToyota.com. Tanner Houck, the All-Star. He has scuffled out of the gate. 7 earned runs, 5 walks, 12 hits in 2 starts.
Here's the Red Sox defense brought to you by Bigelow Tea. Alex Bregman at third base. Trevor Story at short. David Hamilton getting the start at second base tonight. Tristan Casas back at first. In the outfield from left to right, we got Jaron Duran, Christian Campbell, Wilyer Abreu, and Carlos Narvaez doing the catching.
Umpires tonight presented by M&T Bank. Corey Blazer has home plate. Gonzalez at first, Tosi at second, and the crew chief is Ron Culpa at third. We're available. The telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP brought to you by Toyota Certified Used Vehicles. And the weather a lot more pleasant than last night. 46 degrees. It's because the wind is down.
Yeah.
And out to center 4 miles an hour.
That wind last night was just cutting through you. It didn't matter how many layers you had on. You were feeling it.
So the wind not a big factor as Bichette gets ready to get in against Tanner Houck. Trying to recoup his form in the first half last year that made him an all-star. First pitch swinging, gobbled up by Story at short. Nice play by Casas to bail him out at first base. 1 gone.
Well, you love that. 1 pitch, 1 out. Once again, you're seeing these low throws. We've seen this whole series in this cold weather. The infielders just not feeling like they can get a good release on the baseball. They're going to have to start replacing their feet, really coming to get balls, making those throws a little shorter. make an adjustment. Nice pick by Casas, though.
Vladimir Guerrero, 255, is not homered.
Oh, don't dare him. Don't remind him.
21 multi-hit games at Fenway since 2021. That is easily the most by any visiting player.
Yeah, his BP was loud too, right? It's cold. The ball doesn't normally go as far, and he was hitting balls over everything today during batting practice.
I'm sure you agree with this, but I'm watching for Tanner to get ahead in counts.
Yes.
Which he was brilliant at last year. We've been a miss there, 2-2.
Let's take a look at Tanner Houck's pitching arsenal presented by Audi. At that sweeper, heavy usage, almost 40%. That sinker and splitter. I'm looking at the sinker and splitter because they have been up in the zone a ton. There's been a lot of fly balls. You don't want that. He's got to live down.
Tried that inside part of the play with the sweeper. It didn't back up enough, and it's 3-2. Santander on deck. Payout pitch. Gets a little dribbler. Bregman will scoop it and can't make the play. He skipped it over there. And another error on Bregman. That's going to be 4 on him.
I'll be interested how they score this play because he was in on the run. There's a chance they're thinking about it right now. They haven't told us error or hit yet. Normally when fielders, especially third basemen, are on the run coming in like that, yeah, they give it a single.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is a generous call because a good throw will get him.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly routine, but Alex is going to tell you he's got to make that play.
I would agree with him.
And Tristan will tell you he's got to pick that as well. But we've seen so many low throws, and I'm going to stop talking about it after this, but when the baseball is cold, I have played infield in this type of weather. It is really hard to grip the baseball to get it across the infield.
Santander will jump back, hitting 178, no home runs. He's driven in 2. As mentioned, Springer out of the lineup. Bregman trying to keep the hand as warm as he can.
It's like a quarterback hand warmer. Smart.
And in there for a strike.
Yeah, do you see where that splitter is? It's middle in, it's thigh high. That's where you don't want it, right? He's trying to get that down and away for either a rollover or a swing and miss. That's right in the hot zone of lefty. Got away with that one.
One man out, cranked up the middle for a base hit. Heading into second, Vlad Guerrero. He will stop. Santander, who is really off to a cold start, he has a knock here, first and second.
Tanner doubles up on the split. See that's up in, or not up in the zone, but it's in the zone. Generally, you're looking for that split to end when it gets to the zone, be just below it. That's where you want it. It's just hanging up in the air just enough, not as much down action as he wants.
It's actually fortunate that pitch got hit on the ground. Caught a lot of the plate. Here's Jimenez. 220 with 3 home runs. Tanner lost to Texas in his first start, 4-1. He only went 4 innings against Baltimore in his next one. Red Sox won that game 8-4, but he was not in the game very long. He allowed 3 earned runs on 5 hits. And they're giving up another hit against a lefty, and you pointed that out in the open. The numbers against lefties are ugly. You can get out of this inning with a double play ball right here. And the 0-2. Little floater. Story will not get to that. That's going to dunk down and left. Guerrero up to third. He stops as the throw comes in and the bases are loaded. And right away, problems for Tanner Houck. That is 3 consecutive singles.
And 2 of them by left-handed hitters. Again, it's just for some reason lefties are seeing it well, and he's not locating well. He tried to go to the cutter there. It did get off the hands. It was a good pitch, but still found some grass.
Wagner 286, actually swinging a pretty good bat. The first baseman tonight. Guerrero to DH and strike 1.
You know, strike 1's great, but I'm going to keep talking about location. That is Main Street. That is right down the middle.
That's why the home runs have become an issue for Tanner. Last year they weren't. He was one of the best in the business at keeping the ball in the ballpark. He only allowed 11 all year.
In the first half. You know, in the first half he had a 2.5. In the second half, or since the second half last year, 4.5 ERA.
Off the plate. Tried the splitter, and it's 2-1.
And you worry about walks, right? Because he knows the command is not there right now. You start trying to nibble and be perfect, and you start throwing balls in that case.
Bases jammed in the first. That missed badly. That rolled right out of his hand. 3-1. Now he has to throw a strike. Alejandro Kirk on deck. Guerrero at third. Santander at second. Jimenez on at first. 3-2.
Really good action on that sinker. Aiming for that outer third. It starts there and runs just off the plate. Gets swing and miss. Obviously, the hitter there really aggressive in that advantage count.
One down, bases jammed, 3-2. Will Wagner, the son of the Hall of Fame closer, Billy Wagner, who was only about 5'8.5", but threw about 100 miles an hour.
Oh, he was special. That was a special arm.
Electric stuff. 3-2. In play to the right side. Hamilton, one play, and Toronto gets on the board as Guerrero scores to make it 1-0. And 2 down. Runners will be on at second and third.
Yeah, good job by Houck working back in this count, making pitches, getting something in the zone. You see him turn over that off-speed pitch, gets it off the end of the bat, but unfortunately wasn't hit hard enough to turn the double play. Hamilton's only play is to just flip it to first base for the RBI.
Here's Alejandro Kirk, 278, no home runs. Going after the first one, a high fly to left center field. Campbell's out there tonight, and he will make the catch. Side retired. All things considered, the 1 run, not bad. Good numbers against starter tonight, Kevin Gausman. It is also true of Rafi Devers batting right behind him. Rafi 300 with a home run against this right-hander. Blue Jays starting pitcher. That is Kevin Gausman, 1-1, 3.97 ERA, 34 years old. Red Sox have seen him a ton over the years.
Yeah, he's only given up 5 hits in his 2 starts. The Mets beat him by give up 3 runs. It was a leadoff double by Lindor and then a 2-run homer by Pete Alonso. And those are the only hits he gave up over 5 1/3.
Duran looking at a strike. 368 off this guy. 7 for 19 and a home run. Red Sox at 6-6, trying to snap a 2-game losing skid. They've only scored 3 runs in these 2 games against Toronto, after getting 36 in the 3 games against St. Louis. So the standings right now: Yankees won today. They beat the Tigers in Detroit 4-3. Splitter there, 1-2.
Yeah, that's his bread and butter right there. That split, his 4-seam fastball, he lives arm side up in the zone, but that splitter is where he gets so much soft contact.
Red Sox struck out 12 times last night. They are dead last in that category in the American League. Little flare toward left center, dropping, and in for a base hit. And with Duran, you always pause, base hit or double, because it could be the latter very quickly.
Yeah, you don't want to say let off with a single yet. You want to wait and see where he ends up, but gets a split finger here up in the zone where you dream about seeing that split from Gausman, because he doesn't throw it up there very often, and Duran just taking advantage of it.
He continues to pick on Kevin Gausman.
He was thinking about 2. Of course he was.
And of course, always the threat to go. He'll hold right here on ball 1 on Rafi Devers, hitting .244. 300 against Gausman, 9 for 30 with a blast. See if the Red Sox can get after this guy quickly. Down 1-0. There goes Duran. The throw is off into the outfield, and Duran up and running. Lucas collects, guns, and he's going to be safe at third.
Whew. I thought he was going to be thrown out there. He got a really late break to third base after beating the throw to second. He kind of got up, looked around, didn't realize it was in the outfield because Bichette kind of stuck around. He thought the ball was close. You'll see Bichette kind of just stand there and look at him like he still got the ball. Kind of deked him. A good throw right here over the bag might have gotten him, but Clement not able to glove it clean and make the tag.
So his 4th stolen base of the year, and down to 3rd on the error. The infield backed up. Red Sox can tie this on a ground ball.
Yeah, I know Rafi's thinking, man, I'll make this thing 2-1 if I can. But really, I mean, they're conceding the run if he hits it anywhere but third base. Just find a way to get that run in, tie this up.
Gausman home with a 2-1. Mentioned the Red Sox have seen him a lot over the years in his career against the Red Sox. He's 9-10, 4.41 ERA. That's 31 appearances between Baltimore, Atlanta, the Reds, the Giants, and Toronto.
He's so consistent. The last 4 seasons, he's made at least 31 starts. The last 3 seasons, he made 31, and that 4th one in 2021, he made 33 starts. It's been just a workhorse.
Red Sox trying to get even right away in the 1st inning. Try to fool it with the split, 3-2. Bregman on deck. And a payoff pitch from Gausman. He struck him out. 95 miles an hour to fan Rafi Devers, and 1 away.
Yeah, Rafi's going to want this at bat back. He chased out of the zone a couple times. Fastball down there. He swung way under it. You know, I'm probably thinking split with the base open over there, and late on that fastball, and really gave up a good opportunity to drive in a run.
That brings up Bregman, hitting .308, 2 homers, 10 driven in. 1 for 8 in the series.
Here Bregman asked home plate umpire Corey Blazer, is that the edge? Because he knows the strike zone. He said that's in.
Love it when you can hear snippets of the conversation. And a high fly ball, left center field. back toward the wall. Santander, Lucas back there, leaping on that. Lucas, he will make the play. Tagging up is Duran and in to score. Made a nice play out there. Had a long way to go, one of the deepest parts of Fenway, but we're tied 1-1.
Yeah, phenomenal play by Lucas. Great job by Alex Bregman getting this ball in the air. I mean, a ground ball would have worked just fine, but he just about hit an RBI double. Hanging slider, letter high. Bregman's so quick to that baseball. He has such a flat path to the ball. He can hit that high pitch just about as good as anyone. Heck of a play by Lucas right there to know where the wall is. Make a great play.
So it brings up Casas with the bases empty and a run home. Red Sox are number 2 in the American League in runs scored. They're number 1 in hits. Also second in stolen bases. That factored in with Duran coming in. And across for a strike.
You just did not want to see the Sox squander that chance to score a run here early in the first. Seen it a couple times the last few nights. Just opportunities to score early and not getting it done.
Casas is due to open it up and to really start wailing away. Just the one home run, hitting 179.
Several of these guys in batting practice today. Sadon was in a sleeveless shirt. Tristan was just in a regular t-shirt. They're trying, I want to feel this cold, so when I bundle it in the game, I feel good.
Vicious swing there. It's one thing that Alex Cora has been urging him to do. Get more aggressive.
I mean, when you have that much pop, yes. Sometimes the best pitch you're going to see in these at-bats are in the first couple pitches. These guys want to get ahead of you. They're going to throw you something over the plate most of the time.
Trevor Story on deck. 2 down and a 2-2. Tristan 2 for 9 against this pitcher.
Gausman has not shown the split this at bat. It's been all fastballs. See if he goes to a 3-2 here, because Tristan did take a good swing on a couple fastballs.
Toronto is winning because of their rotation. They have an ERA of 189 their last 9 games, holding opponents to a 188 batting average. There's a high fly ball into right, but it hangs up. Roden is there, and that's it. But the Red Sox get even. Red Sox get Tanner Houck a run. We're even up 1-1 going to the second inning at Fenway. Alan Roden, the right fielder, climbing in. Well, sadly, Red Sox legend Pedro Martinez put out a statement today saying that several of his own family members are missing inside the nightclub collapse in the Dominican. Casa staying down will feed the pitcher for out number 1. Pedro in the statement said, "I still have family inside the rubble and we don't know what happened." At least 124 people have died, including, as we mentioned earlier, the World Series champion Octavio Dotel. And our hearts go out to Pedro and everyone involved, all of the families.
Just awful. Awful.
Ernie Clement batting for the first time, third baseman, 1 away. Red Sox are heading for Chicago this weekend after tomorrow's day game. Tomorrow we're at 4 o'clock. Heading on to play the White Sox. Got off to a decent start, and then they became the White Sox of last year. They're 2-8. They've dropped 6 straight. 3-0 across for strike. But they're in Chicago for 3, and then on to Tampa Bay to take on the Rays for the first time this year. Now working quickly and delivers a strike. And tempo, another thing, so important to Tanner. He's working fast and getting strike 1 and strike 2 as he was last year. He was deadly. And a wave and a miss. He came all the way back to get him with a sweeper.
Yeah, that was awesome. Coming back 3-0, painted a couple pitches, and then goes. I mean, trust this slider so much. This sweeper, full count. You look at the side-to-side action. That starts inner third, works way off the plate. The 3-2 count. You're just trying to protect, and this ball just disappears on Clement.
That's more like it. With that action. Now the 9 guy Lucas scalds that one. Bregman was in anyway and will throw him out. So a very brisk inning. That's more Houck-like. 1, 2, 3 they go. Story with a 5-game hitting streak. This is typically a guy he does not see well in Gausman. 3 for 26, 13 strikeouts. So if he gets a hit on him tonight, you know he's swinging a good bat.
Yeah, that's why you saw him ambush that first pitch. So I don't want to get to that split finger.
And a field. Roden will make the catch, but that hit stiff. Put a good swing on it. One down.
Let's take a look at Kevin Gausman's pitching arsenal presented by WB Mason. Got that four-seamer, used it a lot, and really his main secondary pitch is that splitter we've been talking about. He'll go to that slider here and there to select right-handed batters, but that splitter is his moneymaker.
Wilyer Abreu in right field tonight, hitting .412, 3 home runs.
Oof, that's up.
Wilyer is a guy who never looks back at the umpire. You know, he just, whatever the call is, you never see him argue about anything. Blooper here, Clement racing over and couldn't quite get to it in front of his dugout near that camera well. 0-2. Abreu, the third Red Sox in the last 20 years with at least 12 RBIs and a 1200 OPS in the first 12 games. Number 1 in the majors in OPS at near 1300. Had the game-winning home run on opening day on the road in Texas. Right back to Gausman. 2 fast outs for the Sox in the second.
There's been a lot of that for Gausman this year. That split down, fastball up, just tons of weak contact.
Time to go behind the jersey presented by Mass Mutual, an official partner of the Red Sox. Christian Campbell this season. Third Red Sox player ever to reach base, each of the first 11 at the age of 22 or younger. George the Boomer Scott and Teddy Ballgame, the other 2. Nice company.
Yeah, I was say that's a nice list. Small list.
George Scott used to hit a home run. He called him taters.
Oh, yeah.
First guy to use that phrase. Taters. He loved his taters. .93 a strike, 1-1. Gausman with 2 down. And off the plate. He beat his old team, the Orioles, in his season debut 6-2. Really good effort, 6 innings, 3 hits, couple of earned runs. Then the Mets beat him 5-0 at Citi Field, 3 runs in 5 1/3. Mets are cooking. They've won 6 in a row. They're 8-3.
What I thought was interesting in that outing Gausman had against the Mets. So in 255 career starts of more than 4 innings pitched, he has had a strikeout. He didn't have 1 strikeout in that outing against the Mets.
Right.
Yet he only gave up just a couple hits.
2-2 will strike him out. Caught him looking at 94.
inning here at Fenway, all tied up at 1. Tom Karen with you. We've been talking about the defense. Red Sox came into the game with 12 errors on the season. That's the most in Major League Baseball. Could have had the 13th in the first inning, but it was ruled a hit. I was talking to Alex Cora about the defense earlier in the game, and he said they feel much better about the defense despite the numbers. And while we obviously focus on Alex Bregman, who won a Gold Glove at third base last year, and Trevor Story being healthy and what he does at shortstop, Alex Cora said it's Tristan Casas that has really earned his respect. He said the footwork is so much better. He has improved defensively, and on the receiving end of those throws, that will mean everything. But he said at the end of the day, the number he's looking at right now isn't the league-leading errors, it's the league-leading double plays. He said we weren't making those plays last year, we're making them this year, and that's why he feels better about things defensively, guys.
You can definitely see that, TC, and the number of brilliant plays the Red Sox have made this season. You look at those errors, a little trickler, Casas will flip it, and out there for the out. We've talked about this, and Red Sox have made more major league plays already this year than I remember in the first half last year. The errors, though, 12 errors. Toronto's only made 3.
Right. Well, they're picking it. That's for sure. I will say that the Red Sox are getting to way more balls. The range has been tremendously better in the infield. Just got to clean up those throws.
Guerrero hammers a foul, base hit and a run in the first inning. We're tied 1-1. TC?
Guys, make no mistake, the weather factors in, right? It was a brutal night to throw the ball last night, and it's been kind of cold and bad April weather almost coast to coast. In Major League Baseball, there have been 38 errors over the last 2 days. That's over 20% of the season's total, and the season is almost 3 weeks old now.
Yeah, to that point, TC, I talked to Trevor Story and I talked to Bregman today, and they both were saying, yeah, you know what, it's like throwing a cold rock over there. And they also both said, but hey, we got to find a way to do it. We got to find a way to get it done. Got to clean it up.
And I know what Toronto fans are saying. Well, it's cold for us too.
No, absolutely. Well, Easton Lucas didn't have any issue with it last night, did he?
He did not. Kind of came out of nowhere, popped up. A play for Casas coming and he calls off Howe. And 2 down. Tanner trying to get into a nice little run here. Gets the first 2 tough outs. He had Bichette and Guerrero, and now Santander next. Batting stats presented by your local Honda dealers. The defense has been such a focus these last 2-3 years for the Red Sox, particularly at Fenway, where they have been miserable.
Which is odd, right? You'd think your home field, your home stadium, you should be more comfortable. You play 81 games there. This field's in great condition.
Yep. Like the fly ball is hit down the left field line and hugs the line. It's headed for the corner.
Yeah.
It's going to come back.
It comes back hard. And sometimes when you're running there, you can't see it doing that, but you have to know it. You have to trust that because it always comes back. It was one of the first things Dustin Pedroia ever told me. He said, if you ever hit a pop-up down the left field line, run. It's not going to stay in the first couple rows of the stands. It will come back.
Now you get a Gold Glove caliber left fielder. Same in center field most nights when it's Cedar Rafaela, and a bona fide Gold Glover in right. This is a Red Sox outfield that should put on a show defensively all summer. You'd be surprised if they didn't. 3-1. And a fly ball into right field. Routine play for Abreu. And Tanner Hops sailing through a second consecutive inning. With us Bruins legends here on Bruins night at Fenway Park. Guys, this is an honor for us with all that you two accomplished for this city and that organization. So we're thrilled to have you both. Got a chance to throw out the first pitch? Give me a little bit of a scouting report on each other. Start with you two.
Well, I asked Z beforehand if he's done it before. He said yes. So I'm like, well, you're a veteran. I'm the rookie here because I've never done it. I was a little nervous, but I think we both did good. Yeah, I was chirping you a little bit. I thought it was close to the ground, but I don't think so. I thought it was like a sinker.
Yeah, I heard you yell at him. Hey, that was close. You were going to give it to him had that hit dirt.
I would have, yes.
Hey, you guys co-hosted Unobstructed Views on NESN recently. Moving into a different part of your career, maybe here, this one down the line and on the run, and a nice sliding play in the corner there by Santander to get Hamilton one away. So how did that go?
Yeah, it was fun. I was only there as a guest one of the episodes, I guess. So Tuca did the whole, I guess the whole season, but you guys did it a lot more parts. I don't know how many, 4 or 5.
I believe it was six, maybe 6. Yeah.
So it was fun. We kind of like enjoy kind of see each other and talk about the game, and obviously it's kind of different environment because you just now like have to comment on the game, and you don't want to really be critical, but you gotta be always also honest and explain maybe to the fans how we see the game now and how maybe it was when we played the game. So
yeah, it was fun to kind of share the stories. We had Z, we had David Krejci, Andrew Ferris from our previous teammates. I think the fans really enjoyed us sharing the stories and kind of like talk about the glory days, but then also Patrice Bergeron being one of the best centermen ever played the game, giving his insights, what's going on out there, also gave a little spin to it. So it was good first season. We kind of took it after the Red Sox, who did it last year with Papelbon and co, and hopefully we get to go back next year.
So I grew up in Texas where hockey, I didn't know anything about hockey. I signed with the Red Sox in 07. I was there 07 through 14, so you guys were clearly here that whole time. So this is cool for me to get to hang out with you guys for at least half an inning. But tell me about just the relationships with other Boston athletes here, because it's a special place, as you guys know.
Yeah, I think when we were playing, we had a very tight relationship with the Red Sox. I still keep in touch with Uke and play golf with D'Lo and a bunch of those guys. That was the time that a lot of teams were doing good, winning championships, and then we won in 11. And I think the least amount of hang time with the other team was Celtics, even though we shared the building, because we're always, if we were home, they're away. But Patriots guys, Red Sox guys, we had great relationships, and it was always fun to go watch them in their own stadiums and kind of have that camaraderie for sure.
Yeah, we did a few charity events together. That was always nice to interact and get together, and after winning, it seems like every year somebody won, so we got to see the trophies.
So spoiled here.
Yeah, when Red Sox won, they brought the trophy to our arena. When we won, we brought it here. And Patriots won, they brought it everywhere. So it's like always somebody sees each other's trophies, and that was awesome.
And it's great. The fans love it. They're already loving you guys, but when you see that other trophy, that other championship in town, fans just eat that stuff up. We got a 1-2-3 inning. I know you guys got to run. Thanks so much for being here. It was an honor for us to have you in our booth and for everybody at Fenway tonight.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us, guys. Thank you.
Well, breakdown on Tanner Houck's pitches so far. He's been cruising along these last couple of innings, 3 up, 3 down. In a 1-1 game as we move to the 4th inning. You sit down 8 straight. It's actually his longest streak of the season so far. This is the last man to reach against him. Jimenez, he singled into first. That was such a thrill to have those guys.
It was. You forget how massive Daniel is, right? Like, he walked in and I was like, oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And you put skates on him. It's like,
that's what I thought when
monster.
I went to a Bruins game when he was playing for the Bees and sat down close, got really good tickets, and I was in shock watching him on skates.
Well, Tuukka seems really normal because I feel like normally the goalies are like psychopaths, right? And he seems super calm.
Very much.
Right? Like, I've always thought that about him.
Enjoyed that very much. Jimenez will reach here on ball 4, so the leadoff man on. Toronto 3 hits. Red Sox have 1. Found another goalie. Someone's going to have to explain that to me.
That's good. Well, he's protected. Line drives in the stands. You're good.
Maybe a little warmer too. Wagner 0 for 1. He is grounded out to drive in a run in the 1st inning.
Yeah, one more big arm side miss like that from Houck. I'd like to see Narvaez go out there and just chat with him a little bit. Say, hey, this is what I'm seeing. Maybe you're flying open with your front side because he keeps missing big time arm side.
Pitch number 50 and a strike. Tanner very strong against Toronto last year. They had 3 starts. He was 1-0, but with a 2.08 ERA. Jimenez with the lead. Wagner's dad has mentioned a Hall of Famer. Billy also pitched for the Red Sox. Made his name in Houston. As you pointed out, Toronto's got a thing about signing the sons of major leaguers.
What matters? Those guys come in and they're so much more advanced on what to do. You don't have to teach them how to act in a clubhouse, how to go about their business.
Yeah, very calm. Runner goes, and that one into right field. Abreu is there. The runner went all the way around second. He's going to be doubled off. That is a double play. Jimenez with no chance. He had already rounded the bag at second.
That's why when you are running like that, you have to give a little look up at the batter so you see the flight of the ball, so you have a chance to get back. Even as hard as that is hit, if he looks up right there and breaks it down, he gets back. It's a close play because the ball's in right field and Willier's got a good arm, but it would have at least given him a chance to get back. It's a big play.
Base is empty for Kirk.
Yeah, you see how he never once looked at the hitter. That is textbook base stealing. You always look up.
Kirk 0 for 1, flat out to center. Saw a little grin there from Willier as he gets the double play. So there's another one on the resume. No one's ever going to remember necessarily how it happened. Waved at and missed, struck him out with that sweeper, and in the end he faces only 3 men. Coming up against Gausman in a 1-1 tie. Will Middlebrook, Dave O'Brien, Tom Caron with you. Not a cloud in the sky tonight. Stars about to peek through. And Rafi Devers will lead it off. He whiffed in the first inning 0 for 1. Rafi with a high twisting fly down the left field line, deep into the corner, but off into the stands. Taking a shot that way. And having trouble with the souvenir. They're wearing out Santander. He has to go back.
Is that considered an E10? You give that an error to somebody, right? He booted it. Had a chance for a free souvenir.
Darn right. Come to the park. You sit down there expecting you're going to get some chances, right? And you muff it onto the warning track.
Yeah. Barehanded's not the easiest to catch fly balls, right? We get a few up here in the booth. I don't think we make that many plays.
Well, I don't know. How can I make the play when I'm under the table?
You do dive. You do dive out of the way. I'll give you that.
0-1. Shot toward left center. He drilled that baby out of the warning track up against the monster. Rafi to second base and will slide in with a double. Nice start to the 4th inning.
That ball's hammered. You know, Gausman's known for fastball splitter against lefties, but when you have a guy like Rafi in there, he tries to switch it up and get cute. Throws the slider. See this thing spin, that little circle on the ball, slider middle in, and that is when Rafi's at his best. He's hitting just bullets to left center off the monster. 110.4 off the bat.
Bregman looking to pick him up. He has an RBI and a sac fly in the 1st inning. His career at Fenway, he's hitting .366, 8 home runs, 1,200 OPS, a slugging percentage of .723. That is 1 point behind the Hall of Famer Frank Robinson as far as numbers at Fenway. And has the count his way to a 0. Red Sox trying to gain the upper hand. 2-1.
Bregman's had a couple tough calls against him so far. Liked his first at bat though. He took a couple tough pitches. They get that slider up in the zone and was able to drive Jaron in with a sac fly.
Named the American League Co-Player of the Week after he hit .407, 5 doubles, couple of home runs. Got in a really nice groove. And a 2-2.
Some quick hands, doesn't he?
Right out of the ballpark, but foul.
Yeah, that's purely seeing fastball out of the hand, but that was a splitter. Obviously, a few miles an hour off the fastball. Got Bregman out front of it.
2-2, nobody out. Devers at second. Chase it. Split down into the dirt. Tristan Casas waiting his turn. Bregman looking for his 2nd RBI of the ball game. Fastball got a piece of it. He's had a lot of long at bats this season. It was one of the scouting reports on him throughout his career. So good at swinging at strikes, extending pitchers. And that one foul tipped into the mitt and held by Kirk for the out. 1 away.
Gausman showed him fastballs up and splitters down in this at bat. To your point, OB, grinded out the at bat. This 4-seamer kind of just rode in on the hands. Bregman couldn't get to it.
So Casas trying to pick up his 4th RBI. He's 0 for 1, a fly to right. Third baseman Clement moving off the line towards short, and Raffy back to second. Trevor Story after him, tied up 1-1 in the fourth. A lot more people in the house tonight than last night. Strike on Casas.
Yeah, last night the 30-40 mile per hour winds. Nobody wanted a part of that one. Even we had the window closed last night.
Yeah, even us. The 0-1. We tried it in game one for a while.
We made it 6 innings in game one. At some point I looked over and you couldn't grip your pen to keep score anymore. I figured it was time to close the window.
When I stopped being able to write 5-3 or base hit, that was time. Last night, forget it. Red Sox canceled their game because of the cold yesterday. Lucas Giolito, though, is pitching tonight for the Red Sox, making his way back from the hamstring injury that he suffered in spring training.
I think Liam Hendricks is throwing soon.
2, he had a notion and he went, according to third base umpire Culpa, and that is a strikeout. Back-to-back Ks, 2 down.
Gosman dotted up here against Casas. You saw the 2 fastballs earlier in the count that he got ahead with right on the corners, and then Casas probably thinking along with that approach, and okay, I'm going to get the split here. I'm going to get the split. And he's sitting on it the entire at bat. Fastball up where you look for that splitter to come out and just fold him. Couldn't hold up.
Well, Red Sox threatening to squander an opportunity here. Leadoff double by Devers, but now 2 down, and Story the batter, trying to make it a 6-game hitting streak.
Oof, come on. Yeah, this is, when you're facing a guy with a splitter like that, that's the pitch you know you have to lay off. That's not close.
Corey Blazer, tonight's own plate umpire. Story hit the ball well first time up. He lined to right.
Yeah, ball smoked. Right at him.
And he's behind the count now, 1-2.
I think part of what's played into Trevor's being more consistent lately with the line drive approach is you haven't seen him swing out of his shoes like we saw a lot.
Right.
Early in counts, he'll take his shots, he'll take his chance, but we've seen him shorten up a lot more so far this year.
He struck him out. Quite a bounce back there by Gosman after the double, 3 consecutive whiffs. Inning 5 powered by Salem 5 Bank, a 1-1 tie. Red Sox and Toronto. Roden, the leadoff man, 0 for 1. Tanner Houck, 3 innings in a row, has faced only 3 batters. Did you see today that Yankees outfielder Cody Bellinger says he has sworn off chicken wings for the next 5 years?
I did. Bad food poisoning there in New York.
Bounding ball, Hamilton set him down. He gets the first one. Yeah, had a recent bout of food poisoning in the Yankee team hotel in Detroit. He had room service. He figured, I'm going to settle in and I'm going to watch the NCAA championship game.
Oh, it was on the road. It was Detroit. That's right. That's right.
He said it was good coming in.
Oh, jeez.
After that,
TMI.
Yeah.
I mean, we get it. We've all been there.
Okay, missed Tuesday's game. Interesting. He put 5 years. I'm not going to touch a chicken wing, he said.
But after that, 6 years he's in.
Ernie Clement, third baseman, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. You ever done that? I mean, during the course of a season? I mean, because we stay in so many hotels and we eat in a lot of places, sometimes strange places and very strange hours. Little blooper. Abreu charging in on it, gets there in time. A nice break. He was in shallow. 2 up, 2 down.
Yeah, I can't remember a time I got a bad batch of anything. Honestly, but I spent a lot of time in the minor leagues. You build up an immune system, man. You eat a lot of weird stuff down there.
Well,
it builds you up.
You did too, man. You've got a steel tank for a stomach. Unbelievable what you can eat and get away with it.
I'm getting to the point, though. I got to slow it down. All right.
Are you really feeling a little bit?
I mean, we'll call it dad bod, father figure, whatever you want to call it. I'm fighting it a little bit.
You ain't exactly suffering, but I mean,
it takes a little more work than it used to. I'll put it that way.
You are not a mortal man with the things that you can put in your stomach. Line drive into left, Duran, and another really fast inning for Tanner Houck. This one only 8 pitches.
Bottom of the 5th, still tied up at 1 here at Fenway Park. Got a new episode of 3:10 to Left coming your way tomorrow. You get it on Nessa Nation, wherever you get your podcast, presented by Ford, the official truck of the Boston Red Sox. And it's a good one tomorrow, guys. We spent some time today with Peter Gammons, who is celebrating his 80th birthday today. Should be nationally recognized across baseball circles. Talked about opening day when the 1975 team was here. He called it one of the most joyful days I can remember coming to the ballpark, and said that it's really important for Fenway to be a huge home field advantage. He thinks this team is going to bring that back to town. He really likes the makeup of this team. As far as lasting as long as he has in the business, Peter told me, you're only young once, but you can be immature forever. And that's how you survive in baseball.
I live by that too.
You do. You've aced it, in fact. I saw Peter the other day, wished him an early happy birthday, and he expressed a lot of those same thoughts. Abreu down hacking. It's 4 consecutive strikeouts by Gausman. 1-1 tie here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And he had a gleam in his eye when he was talking about that 75 team. And I think for all of us who grew up following the Red Sox, we have 18 or maybe 2 or 3 years. We look back and go, well, those were my guys. They will always be my guys.
Of course. It was really cool to have all those guys back here in the park.
You played on a championship team very much like that, a bunch of lovable guys.
Well, you just still see the camaraderie. You know, they may not see each other but once a year, once every couple years, but they were just still out there ragging on each other. It was so fun to watch them.
Hey guys, speaking to that, it was really cool opening day, right? Because I was reminiscing with people about 1975, and just like you said, OB, what that team meant to me and how it really cemented me as a baseball fan. And as I was doing that, my son Robbie texted me and said, well, that's how I felt about 2013. You got Will Middlebrooks with you. That's my childhood. That's who I cheered for.
Exactly
and
right.
He pulled out the picture of me and Robbie.
Oh my
He's
God,
little.
2 babies.
I was 23. I didn't look 23. I looked every bit of 19 at the time.
You know, every time we take a shot at the dugout and you see the captain, Jason Varitek, people remember 03, 04, the great teams that he was on, and for a whole generation of Red Sox fans, that was their team.
Well, I grew up in Texas, so I could go watch the Rangers. I love the Rangers, but the other team I loved was the Red Sox, as I fell in love with the 03 Red Sox. I loved Trot Nixon. You know, he played college football and baseball there at NC State, and that's what I wanted to do, was the dual sport thing, so I loved Trot.
Sure.
And then that team could rake.
Campbell 0 for 1. His helmet nearly came off on that swing. 2-2. And you know, Eck is in the house.
Yeah.
He's here in the Legends Suite. He's going to be here for this entire series. And I think in 1978, the 78 team. And Yaz looking like he got punched in the stomach on that home run by Bucky. Dent.
By the way, has Eck changed at all? He came and sat in here with us for an hour the other day. Just told stories, of course.
He's the best.
But I mean, best hair, best tan, best teeth. he is always dialed in.
Signing autographs.
He's the best storyteller, man. He's so good.
A great dude. So much fun. The 2-2. Fouled away. He said, I'm moving again. What am I doing? At my age, I'm moving again.
Stop doing this to myself.
8th pitch of the at-bat coming.
It's amazing the memory that those guys have who played that long, and they can tell you an exact at-bat.
Yeah. Like from 40 years ago. And that'll be in there, strike 3. Campbell couldn't trigger. Second time he has struck out looking, and Gausman is on a strikeout run of 5 straight. Going back to last inning.
Yeah, that's a ton of strikeouts. I mean, what is that? 8 strikeouts after not having any in his last outing. But he's pitching to the edges. You've seen him above the zone, right at the bottom. It's hard to swing at that fastball down because that's what the split plays off of.
Hamilton trying to break him up, and a fly ball left center field, not deep. Lucas in, and the Red Sox go 1-2-3. Now Tanner is getting sharper as the night moves along. His pitching line brought to you by Ace Ticket. Ace Ticket with the best seats at the lowest prices.
Yeah, he's really found a nice groove here. Obviously got that big double play with the base running blunder by Jimenez, but he's really found a nice spot. That backdoor slider to lefties. He's starting to locate the fastball and the splitter for some weak contact. It's been nice to see him answer.
Bit of a struggle in the first inning. He faced 6 men, gave up 3 consecutive hits. But got him 1-2-3 in the second, 1-2-3 in the third. Walked a man, got the double play, and breezed after that in the fourth and the fifth. But here's Bo Bichette for the 3rd time. Up the middle, flagged down by Hamilton. Lengthy throw, and in time to get Bichette.
Very nice play. Strong throw as well. Ranging up the middle, Hamilton is on this one. He's shaded that way just a bit with the righty up, but you'll see him get up the middle, glove this clean, knowing it was hit hard. He had time to set his feet and make a strong throw to Casas.
This has been more mindful of Tanner Houck a season ago, getting quick outs after the first inning, getting ahead.
Look, Houck's got the stuff. He's got the movement. He's got the late sink. He's just got to locate and be around the edges.
Guerrero tonight, an infield hit and a pop-up. So a drought for him in the season where he signs that gigantic contract of $500 million. And a 1-2. Of course, his father was a great player, a Hall of Famer, Vladdy Sr. Between the two of them, when this contract is over, they're going to earn more than $700 million as a father-son combo.
Decent.
Vladdy Sr. grew up in a home in the Dominican Republic with a palm leaf roof made of mud and brick. He was one of 9 children who didn't even own a baseball glove until he was 15 years old.
Wow. I love that.
And to come from that. Line drive sounded like he broke the bat. A sliding play and a knockdown by Duran. And Guerrero is going to be safe with his 2nd hit tonight. Coming with 1 down in the 6th inning.
It almost sounded like it broke the bat, didn't it? It had a weird sound to it. But as strong as he is, still gets it out there to left. Duran got a good jump on it. He got to it. You'll see where this hits on his glove. Hits off the thumb of the glove. He was there.
Sends up Santander. Base hit, a fly out tonight. Toronto with their 4th hit.
So going back to Vladdy Sr., one of my ex-teammates from the Dominican said Vladdy Sr., one of his houses there in the Dominican had like an open door policy where other ball players could come in, they could come eat, because he would take care of guys. And he went there one time and he had the front door propped open with a Silver Slugger award.
With the silver bat.
Yeah, it's like on a plaque, and like the bat and it like has a plate on it, and he was using it as a weight to keep the door open. He's like, I got enough of these. I could just use one to prop the door open.
Silver Slugger as your doorstop. You're pretty good, man.
Yeah, right?
Talking about his dad. It was just phenomenal to watch. People would joke, oh, you know, he can hit one off the ground for a double. I've seen him do it.
He did it where? In Baltimore, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's arguably the best bad ball hitter of all time. He could hit everything. Eyes to shoelaces.
He was incredible. So a big arm. Big arm. 2-2. In the end, though, his son might be the better hitter and put up bigger numbers.
I just can't imagine growing up and having, growing up in a big league clubhouse, having that instruction, that bloodline. Of course he's a better hitter.
2-2 and a bullet right into a double play. Nice catch by Casas.
Another double play. Why not?
Vladdy hasn't moved yet. He had no chance.
Casas, this ball just about caught him. It was smoked. Good job to just get the glove down. Easy double play.
Well, it's turned into a pitcher's duel between these two, Gausman and Houck. Red Sox have turned a couple of double plays to help out tonight. Carlos Narvaez, who has taken over as the #1 catcher with Connor Wong injured, is 0 for 1 tonight. Red Sox have struck out 7 times. Actually 8 times. 8 times already. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Narvaez. You've got to live with some of that if it's in the DNA of your team, right? But Red Sox must find a way to cut down on the strikeouts. They've been such a better team when they put the ball in play. It's not even close.
Yeah, tonight, I mean, Gausman's fastball's been really good, and we're talking command. It's jumping out of the hand. He's always been able to spin it well at the top of the zone and get above barrels, but he's literally painting that pitch.
Play with foul. Statcast 3D is powered by Google Cloud.
Here's a look at all those fastballs. All 8 strikeouts on the fastball. You know, one of them in the middle of the plate. Everything else is off the plate or to the edge.
Saw today the Tiger Cy Young Award winner Tarek Skubal is a big fan of a couple of changes at Comerica Park, where the Yankees won earlier today 4-3. They have grassed over that dirt path between the mound and home plate in Detroit.
See, I love that. It gave it character because no one else had it.
He didn't like it.
Why though? I would be curious to find out why.
They did another thing too. They removed the tunnel behind home plate, which he thought was, I guess, a source of distraction. Swing and a miss, another strikeout, and 1 gone. I guess when you dominate like he dominated last year, Triple Crown winner as a pitcher,
have a little bit of pull,
get whatever you want.
Another 4-seamer from Gausman, right? 9 strikeouts, all on the fastball. Sometimes you give pitchers too much credit, right? We know how good his split is. Maybe just going up there worried about that pitch a little too much with 2 strikes, and it's letting them blow that fastball by guys.
Here's Jarren Duran, 1 for 2, a base hit. He has scored the run. He has 8 hits off of Gausman, the second most he has against anybody. He has 9 against Barrios, who we have seen in this series. Hit a couple of doubles on him.
He crushes the Blue Jays in general.
Yeah. 0-2. Stole his 4th base of the year in the first inning. One game, last of the 6th. And a 2-strike pitch. Down he goes. He has struck out 2 in this inning.
Guess what? Another 4-seamer above the zone. How many times have we seen that? Guys just not able to lay off it or get on top of it. An adjustment's going to have to be made against Gausman. He's just going to keep going to it.
10 strikeouts for him. You got Devers in the first inning. Devers got it back, ripping a double in the 4th. Total of 6 hits in the game. Red Sox again, a very quiet night with the sticks here. Just 2 hits on the board. Devers had a great cut in the 4th on the double.
Yeah, as you saw, that was his hardest hit ball all season.
He'll fly that one down the right field line. That'll take a bounce and off into the stands, and he's got himself a double. So his second 2-base hit. This comes with 2 down in the 6th.
Say Raffy's Raffy again, huh? He's been hitting the ball hard. He's been having good at bats. The swing and miss has gone way down, obviously, from the first 19 at bats from those first 5 games that were just very unlike him. But he's hitting the ball all over the ballpark again. He hit the fastball to left center earlier, gets the split down and in right here. Somehow keeps this ball fair for the ground rule double.
98% of guys in the league are not even swinging at that. Ground ball to Bichette. Routine play for the shortstop to retire the side. That's all. 1 left. Tanner Houck by inning, only 76 pitches, the second fewest he's ever had through 6 innings. Tied for the second fewest. The fewest was last April against Cleveland. You remember it vividly.
The Maddox?
The Maddox game, 1 hour and 49 minutes.
This is just exactly what settling in looks like. And you don't expect it on a night like this where it's chilly and he has so much movement, relies on a lot of movement with his pitches. You never know with the grip on the ball how that's going to go, but it's been pretty good.
Jimenez will rip a base hit into right field. And he's been trouble. He's been on base 3 times, 2 hits and a walk, and this is how the 7th inning gets underway.
Win big with the Red Sox Foundation 50-50 raffle. Buy tickets at redsox.com/50-50 through the 8th inning of tonight's game for the chance to win half of the net jackpot. See official rules for full details.
So it'll send up Wagner and Justin Wilson getting going in the Red Sox pen. He'll look at the ball away.
Would not be surprised to see Jimenez on the move. Right, not a lot of action. Trying to get him into scoring position.
Holding at the moment and a strike. The splitter. We'll be coming at you tomorrow afternoon at 4:10. Walker Buehler against Chris Bassett. And that'll conclude the homestand. Red Sox off to Chicago and Tampa Bay. Runner staying put. And he goes to 3-1.
Seeing those arm side misses, this is where Houck can run into issues when he's missing arm side. It's like he loses his sequencing with his body, the timing of that front side coming open, and you see him drag his arm and miss on the right side of the plate.
And Narvaez would like a word with the righty. Wilson continues to fire in the bullpen. John Schneider, the manager of this Toronto team. They've gotten off to a 7-5 start. They've been good at home, 5-2 at home.
And you got to think if Justin Wilson comes in, we get a George Springer sighting there for probably Alan Roden. 3 batters from now, but 2 batters from now.
3-1 coming to Wagner. Runner takes off. Lifted down the left field line, but off into the seats. And a full count. Nice play made tonight. Brought the glove and used it. It's the loudest cheer we've heard tonight so far. Jimenez was running. He's running again, and again it's fouled off.
Well, that's one way to stay warm. A couple sprints.
Crowd tonight 29,441. Nobody out. Runner on the move again, and that's going to be up high for ball 4. So that's going to put runners on at first and second. Houck had really been cruising, but now in the 7th, the first 2 are aboard. And a good hitter coming up, Alejandro Kirk. And Bailey coming out. Kirk tonight has flied out and struck out. Viva Tequila Seltzer is the official hard seltzer of the Boston Red Sox on Nesson. Get yours at all Shaw's and Star Market locations throughout Cape Cod.
Well, the issue is, like I said a second ago, this is probably Houck's last guy unless he gets a double play ball. But even then, you might bring in Justin Wilson. And I was thinking maybe you see George Springer for Roden, but he does not seem ready to come in the game. There's no helmet on. Looks pretty relaxed.
A little bit. Off to a great start, but
I mean, as long as you keep him off the field, I'm fine with it.
Biggest reason he's not in the game tonight, he's 0 for 12 against Houck with 5 punch-outs. Although he's had a terrific series, 6 for 8 with a homer.
I thought he would be ready for a pinch hit, especially with the lefty coming in. Maybe it's just a true off day for him.
Here's Kirk, hitless tonight. Certainly a double play candidate, but he can hit.
Springer's only 6 for 8 in the series of 4 RBIs. Why would you want him to pinch hit? Take a dig.
Over there yawning on the bench. Bounder foul. Burke last year recorded the longest hitting streak by a catcher in Toronto history, 18 straight games. He could be a very tough out.
Yeah, he's one of those guys, you see him walking down the street, you never think he's a big league hitter, right? He doesn't look the part, but he can swing it.
2-1. Nobody out. Foul back. Rafi Devers tonight with a couple of doubles. He's been looking at his left wrist a little bit. Training staff.
David Herrera right there. I had him all the way up through the minor leagues. I don't see him grabbing at it a little bit, but wouldn't think it's too serious.
2-2. Lunging ground ball. Hamilton to Story. Got one on the first. Yes, a double play.
It's big.
Big indeed. Jimenez down to third, but a twin killing. And in a clutch spot, 2 gone.
Yeah, nice sweeper there from Haug. The ball wasn't hit extremely hard off the end of the bat. You kind of see it just squibs a second, but Hamilton got rid of that so quickly. As soon as it hits his glove, boom, out on the backhand. Trevor, nice turn, nice throw to just get Kirk.
Alex Cora will bring Wilson in, so the night is over for Tanner Houck. Really fine effort here tonight. He needed that. The Red Sox needed that.
Looked like himself again.
He did. Tied up 1-1. More in a moment. Really strong effort out of Tanner Houck. 6 2/3, 90 pitches, just the 1 earned run, 55 strikes.
And I thought you said it best during commercial break. This team's going nowhere without Tanner Houck and Walker Buehler stepping up and being a big part, because Crochet can only throw every 5 days.
Definitely. The ground ball as Wilson will get that one to Hamilton, up and over, and the Red Sox out of the inning. And a big round of applause for Tanner when he came out. We're tied 1-1.
Bottom of the 7th now at Fenway, all tied up at 1 apiece. Tom Karen with you outside the studio where it's warmer. It's actually warmer here at Fenway Park, guys. It's not nearly as windy tonight. The wind chill makes only feel like 39 tonight. That's like 15 degrees warmer than it felt last night. Sam Kennedy joined us on the pregame show, and I asked him about the decision to not move the game. They did in New York. Worcester canceled the game. And Sam said, you know, we had conversations about moving this game, tonight's game, to a day game, but you're weighing out what would help the players versus what could inconvenience thousands of fans. With 12 to 18 hours of notice, he said it just wasn't enough. He said they do have the ability to move a game, but with the Red Sox, you're drawing fans from throughout New England. A northern Maine or northern Vermont drive might be 4 hours or more, and it's a really tough decision for them to make that call. That's why we're here.
Costas, little fly ball into left field, pretty much right at Santander, and one down in the Red Sox 7th.
Yeah, the thing is look, both teams have to play in it. They both have to pitch in it and deal with the elements. But you just worry about your players being healthy, right? The hamstrings, the obliques, you worry about those type things. But you know what? You got to find a way to win.
Tell you what, after the game, I walked out of here, went to the parking lot to get in my car. I could not believe a baseball game had just been played.
Yeah, I'm walking back to the hotel thinking, how do these guys have to play in that?
Trevor Story 0 for 2. He's lined out and struck out. Fly ball right field. Roden on the move. And 2 away. A 1-1 game in the 7th. And Abreu next.
Host your next team building or client event at America's most historic ballpark. Secure exclusive hospitality areas for the biggest games of the year. Visit redsox.com/groups to learn more.
Yeah, for everybody who came out last night and sat in the stands for that game and the night before where it was wet. God bless you. Popped up. Incoming Clement right along the line back into fair ground to make the play, and the Red Sox are done in order on 5 pitches. Call to the bullpen. Second man through the gate will be Justin Slayton, and he'll take on 8, 9, and 1. Cold night for both offenses. Red Sox have been able to 3 hits. This one slapped on a friendly bounce to Story. And Clements retired, and 1 pitch and 1 out.
I love watching these infielders. There's just a clear focus on that one was hit harder, so Trevor had more time to really set his feet, stay in his legs, and make sure that ball has some good carry to first, as tough as it is for them to throw in these elements. You'll see him here have plenty of time. The shuffle, he stays kind of bent knees, bent legs, where he's in those legs to use it as power behind that baseball.
Here's Lucas in center field tonight. He's 0 for 2. Seventh round pick in 2015, but getting to the big leagues. Bo Bichette on deck. It's a big old hack. He has not hit a home run. Both teams scored in the first inning and have not scored since then. 0-2. Shot toward the gap. Duran covers, slides down and makes the play. You can cover a lot of ground fast.
Sure can. I mean, he got a heck of a jump on this one. Kind of made up for the last one that went off the thumb of his glove. You worry about these low liners, especially at Fenway, where the lights are a little bit lower than most stadiums because of the way this place is built. Those low liners kind of get lost in the lights. Make sure to stay behind that ball as he slides on his seat to make that catch.
Slade trying to make Bo Bichette the last out in the 8th. 0 for 3 because Guerrero is lurking behind him. Sox have only scored 4 runs in this series against the Blue Jay rotation. 1-1. That was 97.
I'm about to say, from our view up here, that you can just see the difference in them, how quick that ball gets to home plate.
One and 2. Guerrero tonight with a couple of singles. You'd be smiling all day long too.
I was just thinking that.
$500 million contract towards short and caught by Story. They're going to go in order, and for the Red Sox it'll be Campbell, Hamilton, and Narvaez due up. Well, the fans singing, but a tense one here as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. In a 1-1 game, and Gausman back at it. He's been terrific, but that one up the middle, base hit. There we go. Campbell is on to start it here in the bottom of the 8th inning in a 1-1 tie.
Yeah, no one throwing for the Blue Jays. They're riding with Gausman. I get it. He's got 10 strikeouts. He's been missing a ton of bats, and the balls that have been put in play haven't really hurt them. But you got to think somebody's going to get up for them soon. Good start by Christian Campbell, getting on base, getting this thing rolling.
The bunt here.
You know, that's a great idea with David Hamilton, because even with a sac bunt, it's going to be a close play with his speed.
No bunt, swinging away, fly down the left field line. Santander giving chase, sliding, and nearly made the play. That is a foul ball. Santander right up against that side wall.
Yeah, you see him go into his slide. You want to look at where did he make contact with this ball. Was it in fair or foul territory? That's a foul ball. Actually missed his glove completely, went right off his wrist. But just foul. They got it right.
Sandlin up in their bullpen. They finally get somebody going out there. By the way, third time in Gausman's career he's hit 10 or more strikeouts against the Red Sox.
And no strikeouts in his last. That's the first time since Griffin Jax in 2021 to have previous start at least 5 innings, no strikeouts. Very next start, 10 strikeouts. That's why Griffin Jax is a reliever now.
Over and trying to tip off the bunt with that toss over on Campbell.
That's exactly it.
And he did not give it away, but will he bunt now?
I feel like you have to. And you have a guy up there who can do it well.
No indicator, instead of fly ball into right. So decided not to. Will be out number 1, and no advance by the runner. And brings up Narvaez.
And I know a lot of these decisions are made based off of analytics and the numbers and taking chances, percentages, whatever. I just felt like that was a perfect situation to bunt with the perfect guy up.
It's always fascinating to listen to Cora after the game.
Explain those.
Give his side of things, because somebody will ask that question. One of the writers certainly will. Swinging away Narvaez. He has struck out 2 times against Gausman tonight. And perhaps that factors into that decision too. Right. Duran on deck.
I just, you bunt him over and you get 2 chances. I mean, a single scores Campbell with his speed.
Oh, believe me, I'm with you. Forget about analytics for a minute. It's a good idea to give it a shot.
Right. And who's to say they don't throw it down the line either, right? You put the ball in play and make them make a play on the bunt with Hamilton's speed.
Campbell with the lead, and again has to dive back in. Jared Duran on deck. Knotted up 1-1 8th inning.
Now, Gausman isn't known for being super quick to the plate. So maybe you're thinking you can steal a bag here off of him, and that's why you don't bunt.
Holding. Swing and a miss. Nothing in 2. Duran, a guy who gets a really good cut against Gausman. Campbell again digging his lead, not going. Ground ball to second. That'll go 4-6-3. And that will retire the side. Nothing comes of the leadoff hit. We're tied 1-1. But Houck was tremendous. 6 2/3, 5 hits. Big time bounce back for Tanner.
Yeah, different ways going about it for Gausman and Houck. Houck got a lot of weak contact, early contact, and then Gausman just been missing bats nonstop all night. That four-seamer was good.
So Chapman coming on in the 9th in a tie game. This should be fun. First man up is Vladimir Guerrero.
Power versus power.
Vladdy 2 for 3, pair of singles.
I love that. First pitch, fastball up and in, just a little, hey, hello. Just letting you know I'm here.
Just want to introduce myself at 97. We've seen him touch 101 on the gun this season so far. The 1-0. Hard hit, base hit into left field. So he's without a home run on the year, but he's getting his hits. 3 singles tonight. This one begins the 9th. Time now for a strong play to game presented by New England Chevy dealers. Together, let's drive.
3 double plays tonight. 18, 19, and 20 on the season, leading baseball. A base run and blunder there. This one just a smoke job to Casas right there. Vladdy had no chance, and then I love this one. Watch how quick Hamilton gets rid of that on that backhand flip. Nice feed to Trevor to turn it.
Santander. He is hit into one of 3 double plays Toronto is guilty of hitting into tonight, as the Red Sox continue to turn double plays better than anybody. Abreu was involved in one of them. 99 but a miss. 1 ball 1 strike.
How about number 21 right here? That'd be nice.
Be careful with Santander. 3 for 8, 2 home runs against the left-hander. And a strike.
Love that Chapman is attacking these hitters in. I know Vladdy got to it. I mean, it's one of the better hitters in the game, but it's so hard to hit the fastball in when it's cold outside.
Guerrero off first. And down he goes on the cutter. He struck him out. 1 away.
That's filthy. Really is. I mean, you got to gear up for 100. You know he gets the 2 strikes, and he loves to go to it. That registered as a cutter. That's his split, by the way. You can see the grip right there. His fingers split around the baseball, and the bottom just falls out of that. It looks like a fastball, and then it's gone.
Gone, and so is Santander. Jimenez. He's been a little bit of a thorn tonight with a couple of hits and a walk, reaching all 3 times.
Just a good player, man. He can pick it. He has that Platinum Glove Award. We've seen how big of a difference he makes with the Blue Jays infield defense.
101. 1 ball and 1 strike.
We've seen it with Chapman a lot this year. Him dial it back. You know, 95, 96, 97. He has much more control, much more command of his fastball. His 101 there, but he tends to get wild when he starts pumping 100.
Past him at 99. You make contact against him tonight. You're lucky if you don't break the bat.
Yeah, and you know, he's got the split that we saw that last at bat. He's got the slider. But if Jimenez is that late against the fastball, stick with it. Don't do him a favor and throw something soft in there.
1-1 9th inning. 1-2. Struck him out. 102 on the radar gun. And 2 down.
Yeah, good luck catching up to that. He knew it. That's veteran pitchers read swings. They don't necessarily go off of the scouting report. If you're late on my fastball, why am I going to go to say, oh, you struggle with 2-strike breaking balls? Who cares? You didn't touch 99. How are you going to touch 102? No chance.
Now guess who's coming up? First time tonight, George Springer, who has gone 6 for 8 with a home run in the series. Bad numbers against Tanner Houck, who's really locked him up. But now he will pinch hit. He is 1 for 4 lifetime against Chapman with a couple of strikeouts. but his .459 batting average is #1 in baseball. He's been some kind of hot. 2 down in the Toronto ninth. Springer with a couple of home runs, including one yesterday down near the flagpole in center. Another one at 101 made him dance a bit, but 2-0.
Yeah, look, Chapman's been watching the games. He knows how Springer's been swinging it. Had a good day yesterday, and he's pumping gas in there at 100, 101, but you really got to dial back in command here.
2 down. Big swing at 99. 2 balls, 1 strike.
He's trying to poke one through the hole for a single there, huh?
I don't think so. I think he had in mind Lansdowne.
His front foot literally came off the ground on the back of swing. Goodness.
And a high fly ball center field, very playable. There's Campbell. And makes the catch. Nothing comes of the leadoff hit. Red Sox trying to walk this off in the bottom of the ninth. Red Sox baseball on Nest is brought to you by Nissan. Shop NissanUSA.com today. Plymouth Rock, the official auto and home insurance provider of the Boston Red Sox. By Subaru of New England, the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. Subaru of New England.com. And by WB Mason. Request your food service catalog today at WBMason.com. Last half of the ninth inning, 1-1 game. And Hoffman will be the new pitcher. Vladdy will take over at first. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And for the Red Sox, it's the top of the order. Duran, Devers, and Bregman. Exactly what you would want. Gausman pitched a brilliant game, but now the bullpen in for Toronto. And a ground ball to Jimenez, and the Gold Glover sent him down, 1 away. Ran 1 for 4 tonight.
Looking at Hoffman's stuff, 4-seamers, an average around 96 with that. He's got a split around 90-91, a slider as well.
Devers tonight, a pair of doubles. 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 6th. He's also struck out.
Yeah, but he's seeing the ball really well. I like this matchup.
Well, you think back to Texas when he didn't have a batting average. Gets under this, a mile-high pop-up. On the left side, Clement wants to take it. 2 very fast outs, and now Bregman.
Yeah, 2 pitches, 2 outs. Devers got the fastball he's looking for. Hoffman got that good angle, and my angle, it looks like it's middle in, and you see it just kind of chase in off the hands and allows Devers to just miss it off the barrel.
Bregman 0 for 2 with a sac fly that scored the Red Sox only run way back in the first inning. Certainly very capable of ending it on one swing.
Gosh, that'd be a beautiful thing.
One ball, one strike. Toronto 6 hits, Red Sox with 4. Tough night to hit. And a 1-1 from Hoffman. He did offer. Manny Gonzalez said yes, 1-2.
Look at it right here. Ooh-wee. Missed that one, Manny. Might as well check him.
Red Sox have fanned 10 times in the game. Two and 2 on Alex Bregman. And he will take that one for strike 3. Red Sox go very quickly in the 9th inning, and we are headed to extra innings. Well, Weissert now into the game coming out of the Red Sox pen. And he becomes the 4th reliever. Tanner Houck pitched really well tonight. 6 2/3. No decision for Tanner. Bouncing back in a big way. Jimenez is going to be the runner.
Yeah, so Blue Jays lost their DH. All right, they pinch hit Springer for Wagner, who was playing first base, but then Springer came out of the game and they moved Guerrero, who was the designated hitter, to first base. So that allows you, since that's the pitcher spot, to take the previous runner before that, which is Jimenez.
Good wheels for him. Alejandro Kirk has gone 0 for 3. He's hit into a double play. Struck out and flied out to center. Lifts this one foul for strike 1. Well, Red Sox had the guys they wanted up there in Duran, Devers, and Bregman. You could not generate anything there. 3 fast outs. So we go to extras. And the 0-1. Breaking ball fouled away. Sox have already walked off 1 in 2025. It was at the hand of Wilyer Abreu. Here's the 2-strike pitch to Kirk. And he'll pop it up. Casas with plenty of room along first, and that is out number 1.
That's always, that first out's big. With no outs, you start with a runner on second base. That first batter, obviously trying to drive the runner in. You want to try to score 2, but not being able to advance the runner to third is big.
Alan Roden tonight 0 for 3. Hit it on the ground 3 times. And he'll take a ball. Red Sox 1-0 in extra innings. Remember, they beat the Cardinals 5-4 in game 1 of the doubleheader. Change up away 2-0. And a 2-0 pitch to Alan Roden. Now hitting .219 without a home run, and it is the bottom third of the order here for the Blue Jays. And Weissert with a 2-0.
You'd love to get through this inning without bringing Bo Bichette to the plate, not flip that lineup this inning.
These two clubs close out the homestand tomorrow afternoon at 4:10. Walker Buehler and Chris Bassett. 2-1 hammered to the right side, and Hamilton. Runner down to third with 2 down. So Jimenez moving up 90 feet. And due up for the Red Sox when we go to the bottom of this 10th inning. Casas, Story, and Abreu. Clement in this one 0 for 3. Go ahead run 90 feet away here for Toronto in the 10th. Clement hitting .111 without a home run. Left it down 2-0. Walker Buehler tomorrow will be trying to do exactly what Tanner Houck did today. Take a major step forward. Travel foul 2-1.
Love that. I love that Weissert stuck with the breaking ball there. He missed with it early in the count. He fell behind and went 2-0. And a young hitter in Clement is going to sit dead red fastball thinking he's trying to get back in the count. That's a good pitch right there, 2-0.
Jimenez a bit down the line, and that'll be low. Lucas, the number 9 hitter, is on deck. As well mentioned, after him, it's Bichette. You want no part of him the rest of the night if you can help it. 2 down. Swinging a liner. That one up to left field. Backing up Duran. Backing up. He's there on the track to make the play and retire the side. We're still 1-1. Bottom of the 10th inning coming your way. 3 against Baltimore. Will come out on top. Bregman is the ghost runner. And Casas the batter. Way on front on that. 0-1.
By the way, in that game, Jim Palmer threw 11 innings. Louis Tiant threw 12 innings. That's unbelievable.
How many pitches Louis throw? Got to find that.
I know. A lot.
Go 150. Guess what? Jim Palmer remembers every out.
Yeah, of course he does.
Tristan tonight 0 for 3. 2 flyouts and a K. He's due for a big moment.
He is. A gapper would be nice, right, in this thing, but at the end of it, you do want to make sure just to get the base runner to third base. Get Bregman over to third.
Or get him in and we can all go home.
Yes,
how about
please.
that? Well, he's going to move him over. Well done there. And that is, we'll fire on to retire Casas, who did his job.
Great job. Great job by Tristan right there. Gets a tough arm in Hoffman, who's got really good stuff. Stay through that ball. Make sure to work it to the right side. Now you got a real good chance in this thing. Let's go.
Trevor Story will be the hitter. Infield in. Outfielder's starting to move in a little bit too. Trevor tonight, a liner to right, a strikeout, a fly to right. And a bouncer foul for strike 1.
Looks like Trevor's sitting off speed there from Hoffman. Really late on the fastball. He got that split. He has a slider, but the fastball he can work up to 98. Like you saw right there.
Red Sox can win it without a hit. Hoffman's 0-1. Just can't strike out here.
Right.
Red Sox have fanned again a lot tonight, 11 times.
Yeah, Bregman not a blazer, so he's going to have to get a good read on that ball. If it's a chopper, you know, not right at a guy, you break. But if it's a hard hit ball at an infielder, you kind of want to see it through because you don't want to give yourself up.
0-2 on Story. Bregman at third. High fly, but foul. Out of play. Red Sox attempting to snap a mini 2-game skid. Infield in tight for Toronto. And the 0-2. Abreu next. Trevor Story would like to end it right now.
Just getting a piece, the off-speed pitches. Got to think Hoffman goes upstairs with that fastball well above the zone because he knows a fly ball could end this thing as well.
The 0-2 to Story. And he went too far, and that is strike 3. Two down.
I wonder if they walk Abreu. Yep, that's exactly what they're doing. They're going to pitch walk Abreu right here to bring up the rookie Christian Campbell in a real big spot.
Campbell tonight, 2 strikeouts and a single. Red Sox have whiffed 12 times in the game. And now everyone can back up to normal depth. That takes the pressure off. First and third with 2 down. Abreu taken off, and he will easily advance into second.
That's good. It takes away the easy force play up the middle, so force the infielders to throw all the way to first. In these elements, you never know what can happen.
Well, the 22-year-old can be a hero tonight at Fenway. The 1-0 and yank foul. Contact has been very, very difficult for the Red Sox tonight. Strikeouts have been a theme this year. Campbell looking to put it in play with 2 away. Ripped but foul. Man, did that get into the seats fast.
Look out.
This is a terrific play.
Did he catch that?
That's his second one. Yeah.
Oh, he does have 2. Have a night. Here you go. Get a good look in the blue jacket right there. 109 off the bat, holding the other ball. That one finds a weapon. Come on.
Get that man a contract. Here comes the 1-2. Fouled at home plate. And they'll do it again. Yeah, I bet he's feeling it.
It's like this whole defensive thing is really not that hard. That's a cool feeling. It's a cool feeling to get 1.
Well, Christian Campbell had a chance to be a walk-off star for the first time in his major league career. Count of 1-2 with 2 down. And a swing and a miss, strike 3. The Red Sox fail to come through again with another strikeout. 13 times. This guy's the star tonight so far. 1-1. We're tied. Ceremonial first pitches, giving each other a little business to. That was great.
We can hear that up here. That's my favorite part. Is he's like, you almost bounced it, and I would never let you live that down.
As only teammates can. So a Bruins night here at the ballpark, but a low-scoring baseball game, 1-1. As we move on to the 11th inning, Red Sox had a chance, golden chance there. Will they get another? Clement will be the ghost runner. He made the last out for Toronto in the 10th. And Winkowski comes out of the bullpen. You've got to be just about perfect in spots like this.
Yeah, the Red Sox had a great chance. 1 out. Bregman at third. Just couldn't get it done. 2 big strikeouts.
Contact. Fouled at the plate. Lucas has gone 0 for 3. Then it's Bichette, and then it's Guerrero.
The Red Sox have swung and missed 23 times tonight.
Lucas Guerrero for 2 against Josh Winkowski, going up the middle. That'll advance the runner. Story with the pick. And Clement down to third with 1 away. Now you got to deal with Bichette.
I'm assuming with an infield in. So Josh Winkowski got to lock it in right here and make some pitches.
Infield tugged in. Sox have done a very good job. It was mostly Tanner Houck on Bichette. He is 0 for 4. He has not had a lot of 0 for 5s.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of fastballs into Bichette like that first one. Then that hard cutter down and away, trying to generate a ground ball. keep that run from scoring.
Fly down the right field line toward the pesky pole, and that's going to slice off foul. Bichette 2 for 7 against Winkowski with 3 strikeouts. Guerrero next. They have used Springer as a pinch hitter in this game. And off the plate. Only 10 hits in the game combined. Sox have been held to 4. And we're in the 11th inning. Into center field. Campbell has it measured. He'll make the play. Clement will tag, and he will be in to score. And Toronto has taken the lead 2-1 in the 11th.
Not the end-all, be-all. This is why you want to score 2, right? I mean, the Sox had a chance last inning, but with starting with no outs and a guy on second base, the chances are in your favor of scoring a run.
Going to get through Guerrero now, and he does have 3 hits tonight, all singles. He's 3 for 4. Hitting .294. In play, high chopper. Bregman will cut it and fire on, and some help over there by Casas to get him. But Toronto scores the go-ahead run. We move on to the last half of the 11th. 2-1 Blue Jays. BIDMC.org. Will Middlebrooks, Dave O'Brien, and Tom Caron from Fenway. Bottom of the 11th. Red Sox now looking up at the Blue Jays on top 2-1. Sandlin will be the new man out of the bullpen for Toronto. This will be his 5th appearance. He's been tough to hit.
He has, and here we are again with runner at second, David Hamilton up. The opportunity to butt someone over earlier in the game didn't happen. You wonder if you go to that here just to try to make sure you get a good chance to tie this game up, because to your point, Sandlin has been missing a lot of bats.
So Campbell made the final out last inning. He's the ghost runner at second. And he'll swing right through that first slider. Ref Snyder is on deck and will hit for Narvaez. And the 0-1 pitch from the righty. And he's in the hole 0-2.
The left side of the infield is completely open. Clement's playing in. He's moving back now. Bichette playing up the middle. Sandlin's going to try to pitch him into this mini shift.
They'll throw. And scooting back in, Christian Campbell. Sox at the moment at 6-6. Two-strike pitch. Down he goes on 3 pitches. Hamilton fans, another Red Sox strikeout, the 14th of the game. And 1 out.
That's a tough one. You see the split finger there. Sandlin throws 50% sliders, about 23% splits. Not a ton of fastballs. Hamilton was out in front of both swings that entire at bat. Really wasn't looking for the off speed at all.
14 strikeouts, a season high for the Red Sox. Here's Ref Snyder at 400. Slider gets by him, 0-1. Jaron Duran next. Red Sox with 1 run in the first inning. Ref Snyder, very little experience against Sandlin, only 1 at bat, but has a hit off him, and that drove in a run.
Yeah, and this is where you're looking for a veteran approach. You know Sandlin loves the slider to righties. He loves off speed in general. He'll sneak some fastballs in here and there, but you have to set your sights to go to the right side. It's wide open for him if he gives it to him.
Campbell away from second. Swinging a high fly into left. Long run Santander way out there. It's going to be a foul ball. One and 2. Red Sox have gone 9 innings without scoring a run. That's their longest such streak of the year. Lunging, popped it up. The catcher Kirk has room to make the play. Out number 2. So the Sox are down to their last man, Jaron Duran. 1 for 4. He has scored the lone run. After a base hit in the first inning, a stolen base, eventually getting down to third. Bregman drove him in with a sac fly. That's been the offense.
See if Jaron makes this adjustment from watching those first 2 at bats and realizing Sandlin throwing a ton of off speed.
Well, they had Gausman pitch 8 spectacular innings tonight. It was a pitcher's duel with Tanner Houck. Toronto getting a run across in the bottom of this 11th, and they lead it 2-1. And now they're at 2 out. The 1-0. Ground ball right side. Jimenez, the Gold Glover, will end the ball game. And the Red Sox bats continue to be in a deep freeze. They've scored only 4 runs in the series. They lose this one in extra innings at 11, 2-1.
14 strikeouts. Just not going to do it, right? Just 4 hits, just 1 run. What, 4 runs over this whole series? Look, I understand they've pitched well, but there's been opportunities to score runs with less than 2 strikes, guys on third base, and just not getting the job done.
So Toronto comes in and won the series. Tomorrow they're looking for a sweep in the afternoon game. Stick around for the WB Mason Extra Innings Live. TC Lenny and Devin discuss what has happened tonight and in the series. Red Sox looking to avoid being swept tomorrow. That and more coming up in 1 minute.